Hi you guys! So the purpose of the video that I'm making today is just to kind of go over how I am having my students turn in their assignments weekly, and to just go over how you can start class meetings on Teams if that is something you would like to do. I do plan on having my first class meeting with my students this Friday. Anyways, if you just look at the screen, you'll notice all these Word documents that we've uploaded. These are some of the assignments that we've assigned to our students. So this is from week 1. If we click into any of these assignments here, we will notice that they are all in the form of Word document. So the question that I have is, how are the students filling in these assignments and how are they turning it in? So I'm going to share with you guys how I'm having my students do that. Right now, my students are learning about biodiversity. They are also learning 8 specific human activities that are taking place in the Andes Mountain that are affecting biodiversity. So this is the graphic organizer that I've provided for my students. I am asking them to come back each week. So for the next 4 weeks, I am asking my students to log back onto Teams, to read articles about the human activities I am sharing, and to fill in these rows. So I'm going to share with you guys how they are turning in their assignment to me each week. I just find that it's easier, instead of having the students open the Word document in a separate screen or a separate window, filling it in and uploading it and trying to share it on the conversation. It is just easier to create an assignment in the teams, in the specific teams that your student is in, and just share that assignment with the students. So if you take a look here, last week I shared with my students the first 2 human activities. So right here, last week I shared with my students the first 2 human activities that are affecting biodiversity in the Andes Mountain. I asked the students to read the short articles that I've provided, and I asked them to go into the assignments to complete the diagram for each human activity. So not only did I provide them the articles, but I also provide them the link here that takes them directly to the assignment, because it can get lost in all of the things that we are doing. When the students click into the assignment, it takes them directly to the graphic organizer. So if you take a look here, you'll see that I have several students who, a few students who turned it in, several students who viewed the assignments, and then half of the class, they're not even on. But anyways, when students go into the assignment, they can type directly into the graphic organizer and submit it in. And once they submit it, I can open it and just look at it. So it's easier, again, it's easier for students to do it this way than, trying to download the document onto the computer, trying to fill it in, and then saving it, and then uploading it, and figuring out how am I going to turn this assignment to my teacher. So there's that. Today is, Tuesday, if I'm right. And I shared with my students this week. So I shared with my students the 3rd and the 4th human activity that is happening in the Andes. And so same thing, I asked my students to read the article and to go back into their assignment to complete row 3 and 4 of the diagram. So again, the link is right down here. After reading the article, the student just clicks on the link and it takes them again directly to the assignment. And just like the week before, they are able to go in and just type in the information that they got from the article. So it's going to take them about 4 weeks to do this, because we have a total of 8 human activities, and each week I only share 2 short articles. So again, this is from week 1, this is going to be from week 2, and then I'm going to have week 3 and the week 4. And by the end of week 4, which should be May 15, I ask my students to turn it in. And because this requires a lot of work on their part, when they are done turning in this document here, I will give them extra credit, just like you guys are. I'm going to give them extra credit for completing this document here. So there's that. That is how I am having my students turn in their assignments. Hopefully, if you aren't already doing that, hopefully this here gives you an idea on how to make it easier for your students to just do the assignments and turn it in. The next thing, if you do plan on doing class meetings with your students, it's really simple. Go into your period. So unfortunately, I don't believe you can do a mass class meeting with all 200 of your students. You can only do it by periods. So this is my first period. At at the top right corner, you will see this here where it says Meet. You can click on the drop-down menu and click on Schedule a Meeting, right? So add your title. I would put class meeting. And then add details. So I would just put review first week assignments. And then you get to choose the date. So since my first class meeting will be this Friday, I will choose Friday. And it will take place from 1 p.m. to 1:15. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a 15-minute window, which is okay. I can always exit within the 15 minutes. So I plan to have I plan to spend 15 minutes per period, because I don't want to spend my entire day meeting with my students and just waiting, right? So anyways, once you are done with details, you just click send. And when you click send, it sends this meeting directly into the posts of your team. So the conversation, it goes into the conversations, so your students have a link to it. I believe they also send an email to your students. So the students also have the link to the meeting. And so on Friday, when I log into my teams, I should be able to just come back and click on that link and have face-to-face meeting with my students. Okay? So I hope that is helpful for those of you who are not sure how to begin your class meetings. And I hope sharing, my sharing of how my students turn in their assignments inspire you guys in some way. So take care, you guys. I will talk to you hopefully next week. Adios.